I'm Brigantia, Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to Divination Demonstration. This week, the spread we're looking at is called the Clothesline of Life, and is taken from our deck that we've been focusing on this month, the Housewives Tarot by Paul Keppel and Jude Buffum. And to give you an idea of what this spread looks like, it's just 7 cards laid out all in a row. I'm informed by the description that it's bonus points if you do this on your laundry day. But, of course, you don't have to, but it does make it a fun thing. Now, 7 cards. Let's see what our Querent got. The first card represents the Querent's current state of mind, and our Querent got the Wheel of Fortune, representing destiny, ups and downs, and taking responsibility for one's own fate. Now, as always, sometimes the keywords in a reading, when I just glance over them, some of them just stand out to me, and what really stood out to me was about taking responsibility for your own fate. And what this is essentially is taking hold of yourself, looking around at your life and saying, I'm in charge around here. I make the decisions, I'm going to take the consequences, I'm going to learn the lessons. If things don't go well, then it's another lesson learned. If I have a success, then I have that success because I really and truly earned it. But no matter what happens or what others choose to do to me, I am going to overcome because I am the captain of my soul. I am the sovereign of my life. That's the strongest impression I got from this. So this does seem like someone who's in a very proactive state of mind, and that's good. Because when someone is proactive, it means they are actively doing things to improve their own situation, or at least things that they think will improve their situation. It's very different from kind of the passive, oh, I'm a victim, and I couldn't possibly be anything else other than that. No. We are dealing with a winner, a survivor, a victor. Now, the second card in the spread represents difficulties that the Querent is facing, and our Querent drew the Fool. And the Fool is about confusion, indecision, but it's also about beginning a journey. And again, the idea of beginning a journey is what's really standing out to me. So we have someone who's saying, my life is mine, and I'm going to make it what I want. And this tells me that this is still early days for them. They are not at the threshold of it, but they aren't too far down the road. This is still a new thing for them. It's part of a new chapter in their lives. The third card represents career and communication. Our Querent drew the Emperor. The Emperor represents fatherhood, stability, and business success. I don't really think that this has anything to do with parenting. I don't think that this really has anything to do with stability, just looking at the other cards we've seen so far. I do think this is relating to business success, or at the very least something that the Querent is actively working towards. I think this is a very driven person who's pursuing their goals almost single-mindedly. You know, they've got their priorities straight, they have their eyes on the prize, they are going it. So, I think that's the general direction for that. Next, we have romance and emotional relationships, and our Querent has the Hanged Man, which is about epiphanies, hardships, and a turning point. It's a little difficult to say, isn't it, about what could be going on here. We could take this in so many different directions. As this is coming up in the slot that is about romantic attachments, it may be that there has been a profound shift in that relationship. You know those moments when the scales fall off your eyes and you feel like you're seeing the other person in the situation you're in with them clearly for the first time? That may have been the epiphany our Querent had. Hardship could represent that the Querent or the Querent's partner is going through difficulties, or that there is a rough patch in their relationship. But this also represents a turning point. And because the other cards are so positive, so taking charge, I'm going to be okay, I'm not convinced that this is necessarily pointing towards the end of a relationship, but it does mean that something fundamental about that relationship is going to have to change and evolve. Now, the Queen of the Home and Family Matters is represented by the Queen of Wands. This is about creative energy, the ego, and passion. Queens, of course, can represent literal people. This could be the Querent, or it could be someone in the Querent's life who's having an active impact on their home and family matters. It could be a parent, a sibling, and a relative like an aunt or a cousin or someone of that kind. But whoever it is, this is someone who is very tapped in, with a creative thought and very energetic. And this does seem related with the idea of they are large, they are in charge, they are getting things done. I don't think this is so much about ego, at least not in a derogatory sense. If anything, it might be ego in the idea of having an actual sense of self. You know, not an inflated sense of self, not a low self-esteem, not a false vision of themselves, but just who that person genuinely is. This may be someone who has recently delved into the shadows and come out the victor. Passion in this context is not necessarily referring to romantic passion, but it could well refer to how this person is just approaching their life in general. And given what we've seen of the previous cards, I do think that the word passion does apply. You know, they are wanting to do this. They aren't doing something because they have to. They're doing something because they want to, because they truly believe that it is worthwhile. It's a lot to unpack there. Now, the sixth card represents the Querent's unconscious foundation. You know, what's lurking back in the unconscious mind. And our Querent got the Three of Swords, which represents relationship troubles, even love triangles, or infidelity. Since the Hanged Man came up in romance and emotional relationships, it is possible that this could represent the worst case scenario. Not necessarily that there's been infidelity of some kind, but simply that the problems facing the relationship are quite real, or at least they are serious enough that the Querent is unsure of the outcome. They're not sure if they'll necessarily get through this. The only thing they do know is that they will be okay. And, you know, that could very well be. Maybe this will be the end of that relationship, maybe not. I still feel kind of on the fence about that. But what I do see is that things have to change, and that the fears and the anxiety associated with this relationship, that has had a profound impact on the person. This isn't something that's just going on at the surface level of their mind. It runs deep. So good luck with that. I hope it turns out well. Now, the seventh and the last card represents the future or the most likely outcome for the Querent, and they have the Sun. You cannot ask for a better outcome card than this. The Sun represents happiness, clarity, and optimism. This tells me, you know, notwithstanding their possible relationship issues, things are going to be fine. Things are going to be absolutely fine. They are moving in a direction that they should be going. They are aligned within themselves. They know who they are. They know what they want, and they are chasing after it. And they're doing so in an effective way. Hopefully that doesn't mean any domestic issues, but if it does, however those turn out, it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. So that's actually an altogether pretty encouraging reading. I hope it gives you an interest in trying out this spread for yourself. If you would like to, but you would also like to kind of get a little bit of feedback on it, you can come to Blackbird's Brew on Discord. You can post your thoughts on this particular spread in the Magical Tidbits channel. Ask for some, you know, other opinions. All of us are experienced in divination of one form or another, so we'd be happy to give you any insight and input that we can. But for now, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in another video. Bye.